Chapter 560, Holy Silver Bullets, Brand New Equipment. After Zhang Yifei gave the order, several forces in Tianhai City scrambled to collect materials for him. Within a few days, the entire Tianhai City was stripped bare, and they sent a large amount of rare materials to Zhang Yifei. Zhang Yifei praised their contribution, and then sent the materials to Lu Karen's workshop, so that she could start replicating the origin bomb. The task of replicating the origin bomb was also very challenging for Lu Karen. After all, there were no overly advanced industrial assembly lines in the sanctuary. It was entirely up to Lu Karen's ability to carry out the work. Zhang Yi was in no hurry, and told Lu Karen to take her time. After all, the war in Tianhai City was over for now, and there would be no large-scale conflicts for quite a long time to come. However, since the materials for the origin bomb were now available, Zhang Yi also tried to ask Lu Karen to use them as the basis for creating a new combat suit for him. Lu Karen quickly waved her hand, however. "Big brother, you should give up on this idea," she carefully explained to Zhang Yi. It turned out that the origin bomb only works on aliens, and can break through their body protection. However, if the material used to make the origin bomb is used to make protective clothing, the defense power may not be as effective as ordinary bulletproof vests. Put simply, it's like physical resistance and magical resistance. If the material used to make the origin bomb is used to make battle clothing, it will have stronger defense against supernatural powers. But if you encounter someone with a gun, or a power-oriented enhanced or orc-type alien, this material is not as effective as the current protective clothing. After Lu Karen's explanation, Zhang Yi immediately understood. He touched his chin and pondered, "So, can this material be used to make an inner lining? Wear it on the inside of the protective suit?" After Zhang Yi's prompting, Lu Karen's eyes also lit up. "Indeed, that's a very good idea." Before Zhang Yi could be happy, Lu Karen poured cold water over him again. "But it's easier to make bullets than it is to make a new suit of armor." She shrugged. "First you need to spin the thread, then weave it into clothes." Easier said than done. Zhang Yi slapped his forehead, and it occurred to him that she was a mechanic, not a tailor. "Anyway, you should just copy the origin bomb first. As for the suit of armor, you can spend time on it later." Lu Karen nodded. "Okay, big brother." Soon after, Lu Karen's origin bomb was reproduced. With the help of the divine machine, as long as she had a sample of the original and enough materials, it was very easy to reproduce a weapon. She gave Zhang Yi a box, which contained rows of silver bullets packed tightly inside. What is this?" Zhang Yi was greatly surprised when he saw the silver bullets. "I thought the origin bullet was supposed to be black." Lu Karen said proudly, "I've improved on the origin bullet. I've added rhodium to it, which makes it more rigid, and it also contains heavy metal toxins. Once the enemy is hit, the heavy metal infection will aggravate their injuries." Zhang Yi heard this, and his hand, which was about to reach for the bullet, stopped in midair. "It's poisoned, is it? You really are just like me." Lu Karen hurriedly said, "I know, big brother, you'll definitely like this. After all, your usual style of doing things is more." Lu Karen suddenly stopped, swallowing back the words unscrupulous or shameless. Zhang Yi had a few dark lines hanging down his forehead. "I'll take that as a compliment. But if it's poisonous, how can I use it?" Lu Karen said, "The poison is inside. It will only be activated after it leaves the barrel, after the gunpowder burns, and when it comes into contact with blood. If it doesn't activate, it won't affect the body when it touches it. I'll call it the Holy Silver Bullet. This way, it can also be distinguished from the origin bullet. Hey, just in case someone finds out that you're copying the ammunition from Jiangnan University." Zhang Yi couldn't help but praise Lu Karen's wit. He reached out and picked up one of the holy silver bullets. The moment he made contact, he could sense a slight discomfort. This thing did indeed have an effect on his superpower. However, the good thing was that Zhang Yi's superpower was space. Therefore, special bullets or ordinary bullets made no difference to him. While Zhang Yi was studying the bullets, Lu Karen held up another huge metal box. The box was almost 2 meters long and looked very heavy. Even Lu Karen, who had been doing manual labor all day, had a hard time carrying it. "Big brother, there's another great thing I specially made for you. Take a look and see if you like it." As soon as Zhang Yi saw the length of the box, his eyes immediately lit up. "Could it be that this is the new gun you made for me?" Lu Karen's can hone machinery to the finest level, which means she can greatly improve the performance of weapons. Lu Karen nodded with a smile. "You're still the smart one, big brother, you knew right away what it was." Zhang Yi was overjoyed, reached out and took the weapon case, then placed it on the table and reached out to open the latch. What came into view was a complete set of dark silver weapons. A pair of silver pistols with mysterious violet patterns on them. A heavy sniper rifle, with the support and the wall separated, is Zhang Yi's favorite anti-material sniper rifle. Zhang Yi is very fond of weapons now, and as soon as he sees them, he immediately picks them up and plays with them in his hands. An expert can tell the quality of a weapon at first glance. When the weapon is in his hands, the just right weight and perfect feel almost make Zhang Yi want to hug Lu Karen and give him a kiss. "Fantastic. These weapons are really fantastic," Zhang Yi said happily. Lu Karen said, "The weapons and the holy silver bullets are used together. In other words, even if the weapon or bullet is picked up separately, it cannot be used normally. This one is custom made for you, big brother." Lu Karen's little face turned red, and Zhang Yi's love for the weapon greatly satisfied her vanity. It is the proudest thing for a top mechanic to see her work being appreciated. Then she told Zhang Yi the names of her weapons. The 2 dark silver pistols were called White Eagle, and the anti-material sniper rifle was called Thunder Strike. Zhang Yi took the guns and quickly figured out how to use them. Excited, he did not forget to reward Lu Karen. So Zhang Yi came over with a smile, reached out and gave Lu Karen's pale little face a gentle pat. "Karan, you are truly a one-of-a-kind genius. You have done a great job this time. Tell me, what do you want as a reward?" Chapter 561, an email from the Jiangnan region. Lu Karan blushed even more when Zhang Yi praised her. But she still said excitedly, "Big brother, I want to build a mecha. Is that okay?" Zhang Yi's eyes flickered slightly. Mecha? In Zhang Yi's impression, that kind of thing has always existed in science fiction movies. Of course, today in 2051, mankind has indeed developed the rudiments of various mechas. But they are either too expensive to build or their performance cannot meet the needs of mass production. So far, no country has been heard of having a large-scale mecha army. There are some science studios that have made some exoskeleton-type things for fun. Lu Karen seemed to sense Zhang Yi's doubt, and she said apologetically, "Actually, I studied mechanical engineering because I like robots. To be able to build a mech suit is my biggest dream. In the past, I didn't dare to think about it. After all, the structure of a mech suit is too complicated, and it requires tens of thousands of components. But now, I have the ability to." Lu Karen looked at her right hand. She couldn't help but clench it, her eyes full of confidence. "After duplicating the origin bomb, I feel that I have the ability to make mecha a reality. What ordinary humans cannot do, aliens can." Zhang Yi smiled. "If you want to do it, just go for it. I support you." Lu Karen twisted her hands behind her back and said apologetically, "But it will require a lot of materials." Zhang Yi waved his hand, "It's okay, just let me know if you need anything. It's just materials, it's not a big deal." How could the huge city of Tianhai lack the materials she needs? At this time, Zhang Yi didn't know that the promise he casually made would cause him so much trouble in the future. Because he forgot to ask how complicated the materials needed to build the mecha Lu Karen wanted were. Zhang Yi was as happy as a child with a new toy when he got his new weapon. After the end of the world, he has become increasingly fond of weapons with powerful killing capabilities. Although the war has temporarily ended, he still spends a lot of time training every day in the spirit of being prepared for danger. The first thing is to learn martial arts with Liang Yu. Zhang Yi's melee combat ability is a bit weak, so it is important to improve his martial arts. He can avoid close combat with others, but he cannot not be able to do it. The other thing is to develop his own supernatural abilities. His ability level is now comparable to Bian Zhengwu's, and although it is not as terrifying as Yuan Kongya's, it is still considered powerful. Having suddenly gained great power, his abilities have also changed. Zhang Yi needs some time to familiarize himself with his enhanced skills. At the end of Zhang Yi's hard work, the others in the sanctuary dare not relax either. In particular, Uncle Yu and Fat Su. After learning about the classification of supernatural abilities, they understood that they belonged to the group of people with supernatural abilities below the Delta level, that is, the kind of people whose upper limit has long been fixed. But Zhang Yi reminded them that supernatural abilities are only part of combat effectiveness. If they master their abilities well, it is not uncommon for people with lower levels of supernatural abilities to surpass others and even kill those with higher levels. So they are all training hard, just so that they will not be a burden to Zhang Yi in future battles. It seems that everyone feels that life will not always be easy in the future. They will face new challenges after an unknown date. And that day came unexpectedly. Because the email from the Jiangnan region had already been sent to Zhang Yi's hands. The email was received after dusk. It was a rare sunny day, the snow in the sky had stopped, and the sun shone weakly through the clouds outside the shelter. The sun was white, the light had no warmth, just adding a little light to the earth. Zhang Yi sat in the middle of the living room, opposite the roaring fireplace. The firewood crackled in the fire, the orange flames swayed, rising a wisp of smoke, which was vented with the shelter's air purification system. Zhang Yi was wearing a pair of blue flannel pajamas and was lying on the high-end sofa imported from Rome with his bare feet. Yang Mi sat on the other side, using the technique she had just learned to massage his feet. Zhang Yi held his phone and immediately felt a sense of alarm when he saw the email signed. Could it be that Bai Li Changqing didn't keep his promise and revealed my information? Zhang Yi was a little worried. Nowadays, he is living a very comfortable life and has no desire to work for someone else. He clicked on the email and read the content carefully. His brows eased as he read on. The email was not addressed to him personally, but was an open letter. The content of the letter was an order to the entire Jiangnan region's alien organization. They were required to arrive at the Jiangnan region headquarters on time on April 8. This was an order from the commander of the Jiangnan region, Zhu Jing himself. Although the email did not say what would happen if they did not go, but it is clear even if you use your toes to think. Anyone who dares not to go is equivalent to turning their back on the Jiangnan region. By that time, I am afraid they will face the wrath of the Jiangnan region. Zhang Yi has no doubt that a team like the black-robed squad of border army generals can easily wipe out the large and small alien organizations in a city. This day has indeed come. It's not unexpected. Zhang Yi said lazily. Although he was not very happy to leave Tianhai City, this situation would happen sooner or later. After the Ice Age, the high-level political decrees could not be issued locally, resulting in the emergence of organizations of varying sizes in each region. And as the situation gradually stabilizes, it must be unified and managed by the higher levels. Otherwise, chaos will surely ensue. Moreover, if they encounter external enemies, they will not be able to form an effective force to fight back. The Jiangnan region needs to free up its hands at this time and unite the many cities in Jiangnan. Zhang Yi can understand this. However, he is lazy and is only willing to take care of his own plot of land. Zhang Yi was not the only one to receive this email. Hundreds of cities throughout the Jiangnan region, large and small forces, as long as they reach a certain scale, have all received this email. A summons from the Jiangnan region? Is this a pilgrimage we're being asked to make? Is there going to be a war? No, I don't think so. I really don't want to go. I'm so happy being a local tyrant here. Unfortunately, I can't beat the others, so I'll just have to go. How is the outside world doing these days? I'm curious too, so I'll go for a visit. Zhang Yi looked lazily at his phone. there was no way he could refuse this matter. Even though his strength had become very strong, he did not want to get on the wrong side of the strongest force in the region. However, he had to inquire about the situation in advance. Zhang Yi looked up Bailey Changqing's contact information from his phone, smiled slightly, and dialed his number.